Okay, so if you look at our application that Claude Code has generated, we have a table and we have the ability to log an exercise. So it does look kind of plain. It looks okay. So in the first video that we did in this section, we gave a very vague prompt. And because the prompt was quite vague, even though we set it in plan mode, it took a long time to generate, and this is the current result. Now this is not what you would think of as a typical workout logger. Here it's logging each exercise one by one. And so it would be far better if we were to have it display the workouts that we've done, and the user can click on each of those workouts and then view the details. And so instead of logging an exercise, they can say log workouts, and then logging a workout would create a new workout where the user can then log their exercises. So that's what we're going to do in this video, and we're going to do so using plan mode. So let's navigate back to Visual Studio Code. Here I will clear this out with Command K. So by default, Claude Code starts writing immediately when you give it a prompt or a task. Now plan mode changes that. In plan mode, Claude will review the relevant files, it will analyze your codes and your architecture, and it will draft a complete implementation plan, but it doesn't change any code until you approve it. Now plan mode acts like a thinking partner. When you have a feature idea, but you aren't sure how to implement it and all the implementation details, it's really useful to use plan mode to have Claude help you think through the details before a single line of code is written. So we can toggle the different modes. Here if I expand this, and I'm going to do /clear, and this will clear the context of our conversation. So we can change the different modes that we're in. So we can do Shift and then Tab. So here we have accept edits on. So Claude writes to files immediately and no approval needed per file. Shift and Tab again to set it in plan mode. So Claude will draft a plan and wait for you to approve it before implementing it. And then normal mode. So Claude will ask for permission before each file edit. So now let's give a prompt that can make that update for us that we need. So just to reiterate, we want to redesign the home screen to show the different workouts that are performed. The user can tap into the workout and see the exercise details in it, rather than logging each exercise one by one. And because this is a really big change, and we haven't really thought about all the implementation details in regards to the components and everything, it's really useful to use plan mode in this instance. So we'll do Shift and Tab to put it in plan mode. And then once again, I'll use the voice input. So I'll say right now, the home screen shows a workout logger where the user logs individual exercises and sees the sets and reps in a table. I want to redesign this so that the home screen instead shows a list of workouts the user has performed. The user can then tap on a workout to go into the detail view where they see the exercises performed during that workout. The goal is to show workouts at the top level and exercises as a more detailed information. So the user will not be manually logging each exercise on the home screen, rather they will create a new workout on the home screen. Only when they click onto the detail view of each workout will they be able to log an exercise. So this is a pretty detailed prompt, and we're in plan mode, so we could reference a file, but I think we're good for now. So we'll say enter, and now Claude will go through the process of coming up with a plan. Now each plan will include an overview, so plain text or plain language summary of the proposed approach. It will specify what file changes will be made, and then it will provide verification steps, so how to confirm the feature works after Claude's implementation. Now an important thing to note is that Claude mirrors the patterns already in your codebase. And so if your existing code has a lot of reusable components, this is really useful as Claude can look at that, look at your coding style, and it will generate code similar to that. So here we see it's utilizing our components as opposed to having to create everything from scratch. Now in general, it is considered a best practice to use Opus, so the highest end model, when doing planning. It's something that most people agree upon. But because this is a really simple sample project, I don't necessarily care about the model, I just care about getting you more familiar with Claude Code. And the reason why I'm going into these details is because the AI workflow that I use abstracts away a lot of these details. But it is really important to have an understanding of those details so that you're not purely dependent on the AI workflow and you can customize it to a way that works for you and your project. Great, so it came with a plan. Let's scroll up and let's review everything that it did for us, or that it proposed to us. So this is a really detailed plan. The workout log redesign plan. The current app shows a flat list of individual exercise entries, one row per exercise on the home screen. The redesign introduces a two-level hierarchy, where you have workout sessions at the top level and exercises within each workout. The home screen shows workout cards. Tapping one drills into the detail where exercises can be logged. This better reflects how people actually think about training. So here we see the data model will be changed. So we have an exercise and then a workout with a date. So the old workout entry type is deleted. No compatibility alias needed since all consumers are rewritten. Okay. Now we're introducing navigation. There's the state, which is the workouts on the home screen, and then the selected workout ID that they can select. It's originally set to null on the home view, and then it is set on the detailed view. So the storage key and local storage, since we don't have a database, we need a way to persist through refreshes of our browser. So let's see. Now all the handle functions. So you can see like the plan is extremely detailed, and this is really useful for us. And it's really important to go through the process of reading through the plan so that we can better digest all the code that it would generate. When large amounts of code are implemented, even if we're reading it, it's hard to really have an in-depth understanding of it. And that's why these plans are so useful. So you can say handle create workout. We'll add a new workout with today's date and empty exercises. Great. Handle delete workout. That will remove it when we're on the home screen. Good. Handle add exercise. We'll add exercise to the matching workout. We can delete exercise and we can navigate back. Okay. So view switching. Okay. So it's using a ternary operator to decide whether to display the workout list or the workout detail. So it's not actually performing any navigation. It's handling all in one component, which is fine for now because I don't really want to introduce React Router, any sort of routing library. Also, if you're not familiar with web development or React Router, that's not really important. The most important part of this section is just so you get a better understanding of how you would use Claude Code in setting the plan and then implementing what you need. So here, Claude Code in the plan specified that it will create a workout list. So it has a home screen, the new workout button for us to create it, and then we can tap on it and delete it. We have the workout detail, which handles the ability to navigate back, and the exercise table, which will replace the workout table, but it displays similar columns. The same dialog here. So the add workout dialog has been renamed to be more specific. So it's add exercise dialog, great. And then a utility, format date for displaying in the table, good. And so a summary of all the changes that are going to be made to it. Okay, cool. And where everything will be implemented. So here we see it's incredibly detailed. And even though people would say, oh, you should use Opus, and they kind of look down on anyone using a mid-tier model like Sonnet or Haiku, it was still able to give me a really detailed plan for me to implement it using Sonnet. And although, of course, if you could use Opus and you want to use, that's great, but you will reach your usage limits quicker if you use a higher tier model. Okay, so now the options when the plan is ready. The first one is auto accept edits. So this will keep the conversation history and let it run. The next is manually approve edits. So this will help you review each file change one at a time. Now this could be tedious, but in your own development, I do suggest that you follow this one. And you could also tell Claude what you want to change in case you didn't like the plan. Now, because it's just a tutorial and to help you save time, we're just going to auto accept the edits. Now, in your own project, you don't really want to do this, but what we're going to do here, once everything's implemented, we can look at our source control because we're using git version control so to manage the project history. And we can still click on this and go through each file to see what changes are made at the end. This will help us save us time in our tutorial. So I'll say enter. Now, as all this is being generated, it is moving quite fast, but there's a big misconception that these agentic coding tools like Claude Code, Codex, Cursor means that the skill of knowing how to write software is irrelevant. But here we see just by reviewing the plan that it was really useful to have an understanding of JavaScript, TypeScript, and React. Here it's deleting the file, so I'll just say yes to give it approval. But if someone doesn't know how to code and is not willing to put in the effort to learn it, then they won't have an in-depth understanding of the plan that's being written and they can't give any feedback for it. Okay, so here it says that the redesign is complete. Here's what changed. The home screen now shows a list of workout cards sorted by date, and it provides a new workout button. Now the detail view shows the workouts exercise in a table, and they can add an exercise. Okay, so let's navigate back to, you can expand this, and this has been deleted, so let's kind of make some room here so we can see. I'll just close out here. So here we see the changes that I have made. And then we'll do Command and Tab to go back to our browser. So here we see it has a different user interface. So previous workouts. We can click on New Workout, no exercise log. So this is a much improved user interface. Let's add an exercise. So let's just say we're doing dumbbell bench. Now here, of course, we're just logging like all the sets and reps at once because it's just a sample throwaway project. Let's just see 4 sets, 8 reps, and let's just say we're doing like 35 pounds. So we can add the exercise, and here it displays properly. Let's navigate back, and here we see it has been successfully added. You can try removing, and that works successfully as well. And we click onto it, it displays the exercise that we've added, and everything is currently being stored in local storage because we don't have a backend or database right now. So this just shows you a better understanding of the process of how we would use plan mode. And then we can go through and let's view the changes that were made. So here, we go here, we see the app component, the different changes that were made. Now, we can quickly scroll through. Of course, if this was your own project, we would view in detail every line, but we can just quickly go through everything. I'm just doing this just so you know the importance of reviewing the code because so much has been generated. So all the functionality of being able to add and delete a workout. And then here we see it's using a ternary operator. So if a workout is selected, it knows to display the workout list component or the workout detail component. So this course lesson was all about giving you a better understanding of how you can use the plan mode and also noting that we've gone through 2 iterations of using the plan mode. So it's not like you've said it once and then bam, all your code is implemented as needed. It's an iterative process.